Dear students, today in this particular class, I would like to teach you Merchant of Venice. This class is meant for the students of class 10C and 10D. Okay. Here in this Merchant of Venice, today we will be covering the portion Act 3, Scene 2. Act 3, Scene 2. And today we will be focusing on the test from test number 1 to 40. 1 to 40. And this particular location of this scene is in a room in Portia's house in Belmont, and the characters present in this scene are mainly Portia and Bassanio. They are the characters here, or hero or heroine we can say. Alright, so to remind you about what you have already learned in our Act 3 Scene 1, where we came to know that Antonio's shipwreckage was confirmed, where it was wrecked at the place called Good Winds, that is the place, and apparently news about Shylock got it flying with Lorenzo. Thus, our Shylock became all the more revengeful of two matters. He wanted to take revenge on Antonio as the news of his shipwreckage was concerned, and secondly, he also wanted to take revenge upon Christians for his own daughter Jessica, who fled with Lorenzo, a Christian, after stealing from her own house. Thus, finally, we came to know that Shylock had asked his friend Tubal to get in touch with a notary or a lawyer so that he could take Antonio's case to the court of Venice. And that is what we have to learn. And focusing on the class of the day, we come to know that the scene finally brings the casket story to its climax. So in this scene, we are going to know that what is the secret of the casket and our content of the casket. Bassanio makes the correct choice and wins Portia. Here, our Portia is lucky to have our Bassanio in her house. Graciano declares his love for Nerissa and seeks Bassanio's permission for marriage. Lorenzo and Jessica arrive with Celerio to announce the loss of Antonio's ships. Thus, the happy atmosphere of Belmont is disrupted by the news of Antonio's ships having got wrecked and he having been reduced to bankruptcy. Portia suggests to Bassanio to hasten their marriage and leave for Venice with her money to save his friend's life. So, this is the general summary we are going to learn from this complete scene 2 of Act 3. Dear students, let me say the meaning of one particular word, that is bankruptcy. What is this bankruptcy? Bankruptcy is a condition where you do not have any money to clear all your expenses. That means you are just reduced into a very poor beggar or a very poor person. Imagine a person who had everything, who has got plenty of wealth, everything, and all of a sudden everything is lost and he comes to the street for begging. So such a condition. Here, this word is mainly used to tell the condition of Antonio. The richest man in Venice, or richest businessman in Venice, now he has become bankrupt, and means now he won't be able to pay the 3,000 ducats which he had borrowed from Shiloh, his own enemy. Let us see the test in detail. Scene 2, Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Enter Bassanio, Portia, Graciano, Nerissa and attendants. Graciano, Nerissa and attendants. So they are looking. So the opening dialogue is a very big dialogue set by Portia. Let us see what is. I pray you means I request you. Tarry means what? Pause. Wait. Tarry. T-A-R-R-Y. Tarry. Pause a day or two before you hazard. Before you take your risk. Bassanio, please wait for 1 or 2 days. For in choosing wrong, I lose your company. That is the reason. Portia doesn't want to lose her best friend Bassanio from her life. So she asked Bassanio to wait 1 or 2 days before hazarding for Portia. Because if Bassanio loses like our Prince of Aragon or Prince of Morocco, then no other way other than Bassanio to leave and go. Thus, our Portia doesn't want to lose Bassanio from her life, so she asked him to wait 1 or 2 days before making his final choice of the casket. Very good. Therefore, forbear a while, forbear, have patience for some time, wait for a while. Forbear a while means wait for some time. Bassanio, please you wait for some time. There is something tells me. There is something tells. My mind tells something to me, but it is not love. Definitely, it is not love. Something in my mind says, and I know it is not the love. I would not lose you. Somehow I do not want to lose you. There is something in my mind which says I do not want to lose you. And she also contradicts this, saying that it is not love. Definitely it is love. But she is not ready to openly say that I love you, so you wait here for a long time, for a few days. She doesn't want to say that. But definitely we all know that it is because of her love for Bassanio that she says, there is something in my mind which says, I don't want to lose you. Yes, there is something tells me, but it's not love, I would not lose you. And you know yourself, hate counsels not in such a quality. Hate, the feeling of hatred, will not give such counsels. Counsels means what? Advices. Such advices or opinions. The feeling of hatred will not talk in positive terms. The feelings of hatred will always speak in negative terms or the disliking ways. Yes. So she says that my mind says that I don't want to lose you, but it is not love. And of course, you know yourself, Bassanio, you know yourself, hate doesn't counsels like that. Hate counsels not in such a quality. That means, if Portia doesn't hate our Bassanio, then what does it mean? She is in love with Bassanio. But she is not ready to openly say that she is in love with our Bassanio. Yes. If you don't hate a person, that means you love that person. Isn't it? Yes, boys and girls. But lest you should not understand me well, so that lest you should, but In case you have not understood me well, but and yet a young girl has no other choice but to think, though her thought may not be expressed. So he says that, but lest you should not understand me well. If you have not if you have not understood me very well, then please understand. And yet a maiden hath no tongue but thought. What does it mean? A maiden, who is a maiden? Unmarried lady, unmarried woman, hath, H-A-T, hath is an old English, has no tongue. That means an unmarried woman or a maiden is not supposed to express her feelings or thoughts. That was the condition of Victorian era or Elizabethan Shakespearean time. So, and yet a maiden has no tongue. That means she has got her physical tongue, but at the same time she is not allowed to express her feelings and emotions through words. That is what it means. And yet a maiden has no tongue but thought. She can think. See, imagine our traditional arranged marriage system. When a boy comes, or family of a girl plans and arranges the marriage of their daughter. And whomever parents or family selects, and she is supposed to get married to that person. Here, she is not in a position to express her feelings or dislikings. Even if she doesn't dislike, she is not able to say that thing. That means she has the thoughts, but at the same time she is not able to, or she is not allowed to speak her desire of the heart. Here, our Portia has the ability and of thinking. She wants to say, but at the same time she is not able to say the feelings of her heart. Yes. And yet a maiden has no tongue but thought. I would detain you here some month or two before you venture for me. I would like to keep you here for 1 or 2 months before you venture for me. Venture means what? Try to win me. Before you try to win me, I would like to keep you here for 1 or 2 months. I could teach you how to choose right. And after keeping you here 1 or 2 months, I could teach you what is right and what is wrong. But Portia, being a faithful and sincere daughter, obedient daughter, she doesn't want to break the promise which she had already made to her father. Yes, I could teach you how to choose right, but then I am forsworn. Forsworn means would be violating my oath. Shabbat. Portia ने अपने पापा के सामने शपथ खाई है. Portia has already taken the oath before her promise. That means her marriage would be only held according to the selection of the casket. Yes, I could teach you how to choose right, but then I am forsworn. Then if I teach you, then I would be violating the rules or the oath which I had given to my father. So will I never be. So I won't be able, as I do not want to break the oath which I gave to my father, I cannot teach you what is wrong and what is right, or which casket is correct or which casket is wrong. So may you miss me. So may you miss me. That means, so in that case, I will lose you. But if you do, you will make me wish a sin. If you wish, but if you do, but if you want, you will make me, if you want me to make a sin, then even I am ready that I had been foretold. That means I wish I had committed the sin of breaking my promise. I do not want to lose. So in that case, What even I am ready to, even I am ready to lose or make a mistake by breaking the oath which I gave to my father. So will I never be. So may you miss me, you will lose me. But if you do, you will make me wish a sin. If you want, then even I am ready to make a mistake that I can't be informed. So that means even I am ready to reveal the secret of the casket. Then after that, after explaining these things, our Portia is changing her attention, saying that, "Beshrew your eyes, beshrew." See, what to invoke something bad on a person. See, your eyes are causing some trouble to me. Now she is going to speak some passionate things, lovable things. Beshrew your eyes, beshrew, woe, to invoke something bad on a person. To look at a person very badly. Yes. Portia feels that our Bassanio was almost looking at her with a bad eyes or with a bad intention. So she says, "Beshrew your eyes," or in other words, let us say, control your eyes. Yes, control your eyes. They have overlooked me and divided me. They have overlooked me. That means cast a spell upon me. Your eyes have tied a magic upon me. So, beshrew your eyes. Your eyes are playing some kind of magical spell on me. Yesterday I told you, spell. That means it is not the spelling, but the Tavish Bandhana. Yes, that is called spell. See, your eyes are causing some kind of magical spell on me. Yes, they have all looked me and divided me. As a result, what happened? Your eyes have divided me. One half of mine is evil, and as a result, I feel one half of mine is evil and the other half is evil. See, one half of me is evil. Half of my part is evil and the other half is evil. That means totally she has become a part and parcel of the life of our Bassanio. See, look at that sentence. One half of me is evil, then the other half evil. That means she is completely of Bassanio. My own, I would say, but if mine, then evil. If it is mine, it is not mine, it is evil. That is the case of a married life. The life of a person, man, is not his life. It is part and parcel of the life of his wife. Same is the condition with the life of wife. Wife's life is not for her, it is meant for her husband. Like that way. So, Portia says, if it is mine, it is not mine, it is yours, and if it is yours, then it is mine. Like our Hindi movie song, you know, Teri Meri Kahani, yes, Teri Meri Kahani, yes, like that one. So it goes like that. So Portia says that your eyes have caused some magical spell on me, and as a result, I feel divided into two parts. One part is of mine and mine, that is yours. Then second part, that is also yours. That means I feel totally of you. So if my own, I would say, then but mine, then yours. If it is mine, then definitely it is of yours. And so all yours. So everything. If it is mine, then it is of you and everything. Now, after that, again Portia is taking us to a third level. That is, oh, this naughty child. Now she is slowly accusing the child. She is slowly accusing the child, telling that, oh, this naughty child put bars between the owners and their rights. This child makes a big separation between the owner and its property. An owner is supposed to get his property or whatever belongs to him immediately. But here, the time is playing the role of a villain. Yes, the time is playing the role of a villain, and this time, Portia says, a naughty one. This time is not allowing Bassanio to get his property, that is Portia, or Portia is not allowed to get her property, that is Bassanio. Bassanio, because there is a time gap. Now you see, almost every family marriage takes place, isn't it? Now after the betrothal, Mangetar, yes, after the betrothal, then the wedding day, there is a gap. Yes or no? Yes, there is a gap of at least 1 week or 2 days, 3 days. So this time duration is the time gap or the naughty time which doesn't allow a man to get his wife or a lady to get her husband. That is the thing. So that point you have to think. So here our Portia says that this naughty time, with the villain here, naughty time, that means the time he is not allowing or permitting our Bassanio to get his property, that is Portia, or he doesn't allow Portia to get her legal property, that is Bassanio, in their life. So they are not able to come together. So all these naughty times could pass between the owners and the rights, and so though evils, not evils. Though Portia has become Bassanio, so Bassanio has become Portia, they are not allowed to come together until the day of the blessing of their marriage. Yes. And so that is the reason why Portia says, though evils, not evils. Though mine, not mine. Prove it so. Let fortune go to hell for it, not I. For this time gap, let fortune, who is this fortune in God's Greek mythology? Dear students, please remember, I had told you